Like a junkie going through withdrawals, I just had to keep coming back to LA Noire. Hello everyone, welcome back. So, I was playing through the game, and it was taking way more time than I was wanting, and I was like, I'm going to give this saved file things another try. So I found someone else's alternate saved files, and I don't know why there's a mouse cursor on the screen right now. Whatever. So, I found some save files, and for some reason, it gives me the traffic desk that you start off on, the vice desk and the arson desk, but not the one between. I don't know what's up with that, and it also only gives me some of the cases. It's very bizarre. Oh, I know what it is. Those are the DLC cases. Okay, so I finally got it working. It took a little bit of doing, but and I have all this all of the cases listed on here, so we can just do the cases over again. The one drawback to this will be that the war flashbacks that happen at the end of some of the cases will not show up normally, I don't believe, but I'll find somewhere where someone upload them all, and I'll just attach them to the end of videos where I think they should probably be at. I'm not for sure. We'll put them in there somewhere, guys. Don't worry about it. So, if you remember last time, Cole Phelps cheated on his wife with Elsa, the German lounge singer. And since this is really close to World War II, everyone sees Germans as evil Nazis, and thus he was also cast in a bad light. On top of that, the police chiefs and other high-ranking political people needed a cover to draw people's attention away from their controversy, so Cole Phelps was the perfect thing to use. So now he's been demoted all the way down to Arson. He's divorced his wife. He's living with Elsa now, and we'll see what happens from there. Alright, let's get going, finally. I swear to God, it took me half an hour to get this set up properly. Oh, me. Oh, well.
Okay, everyone, keep it down. Cole Phelps joins the arson squad today. How'd you like pork in that German whore, Phelps? Phelps is up before a review board in December. Until then, he works the arson desk. End of story. Phelps.
Yes, sir.
I don't care what you did or didn't do, Phelps. I hear you're a good case man. But if you fuck up on my detail, I'll have you out of here before your feet touch the ground. Do we have an understanding?
Yes, sir.
Cap, we don't want a fucking rat like Phelps. Can it, Tilden? Phelps, I'm partnering you with Herschel Biggs.
I don't do partners. You know that, Cap.
You do now, Biggs. Social basket cases like you two should get along just fine. Biggs will show you the ropes, Phelps.
This is arson. There are no ropes.
It shouldn't take long, then. Start with these two. House fires. 326 South Kenmore Avenue. Steffen's family was out of town when it happened. Then go to 4414 Rosewood, family by the name of Sawyer. Fire brigade will be on location.
Are they suspicious, Captain?
That's for you to find out, Detective. Now get out of here. Both of you. Get out!
On top of being in a really crappy department, we're also now in a incredibly crappy police station. This one's actually across town from the one that we're used to.
I knew it wasn't safe around here.
In a fairly crappy part of town too. So everything just in general is going badly. And now, as you can see, we don't get a fancy car anymore, but I'm not driving that. driving an actual cop car so we don't get the radio playing. Because apparently, I'm still mad about this, by the way. Apparently songs from the 1940s are still strictly copyright protected.
How long have you been working Arson?
We gonna do the small talk thing now? Talk baseball, exchange addresses? I don't think so. Feeling down, hotshot? Need a buddy? I'll look somewhere else.
So this is how it's going to be, partner?
I already told you, I don't do partners. I seen you on your first day, hero. Walking into the station, chest puffed out like a little kid at his confirmation. You wouldn't have given me the time of day. And now you need somebody, and that somebody's supposed to be me. Well, it's not gonna happen.
That's quite a speech. I heard you were the strong silent type.
You cracking wise, Phelps?
No, Biggs. I'm breaking the ice.
Just drive, hotshot.
Yep, even Cole's partner is not willing to put up with this crap today, which is just wonderful.
There isn't much left.
There never is if the job's done properly.
You think it was deliberate?
Nah, that's real pain in her face. They would have moved out the things they care about if this was insurance. There's no mileage in this. Hello, Mike.
Hey, Hirsch. Cap this one.
Yeah, Mike Brannigan, Cole Phelps. It's okay, Brannigan. His name may be dog shit, but there's none on his hand.
No offense, Phelps.
None taken. Do you have anything?
The fire started late last night. Steffen's family at Catalina Island. Won some kind of competition. Looks like the only thing they ever won in their lives. And they come home to this.
I'd say they were pretty lucky, really.
They don't have any insurance. Everything they own, including the house, is not a pile of rubble.
Where are they sleeping?
In the car. It's lucky the whole block didn't burn down. Word is they're bulldozing this whole neighborhood to build new homes for GIs. That's the man in the house. In the ruins. Terry lady's his wife.
We'll take a look around. Come on, Phelps.
He's the dirty cop from the newspaper.
Alright, so they're kind of pointing at the couple to go to first, but let's case the perimeter here a little bit first. Try and find out what kind of suspicious things we can find. It's always good to find the clues before talking to people. So our first little interesting item is their gas heater.
Recently serviced. Could be something to go on.
Yep. So apparently the only person who's worked on this in quite a long time is someone called Matthew Ryan. Also, I'm finding a side effect of working with cases that have already been completed is apparently the game does not vibrate to let you know. As I was saying, the clues don't vibrate when you come up to find them. You just get the little usual chime noise. Okay, no, that's not it. Oh, okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and use my intuition just to get all the clues listed out because I cannot. This was always one of the ones. Why can't I? Okay, I can't do that. This is always one of the cases where I can never remember what all clues they want me to find. And unfortunately, nobody was kind enough to mark them all on the map for you. In this particular one, you're the first one on the scene here. Nobody's being nice like in the Vice cases or the homicide cases.
Mr. Steffens? Cole Phelps and Herschel Biggs, LAPD. I know it's a difficult time, but could we have a word?
Don Steffens.
You were out of town.
We won a prize. We had a wonderful time. Came home to this.
Do you still have the tickets?
Sure.
It's a formality, but we'll need to speak to the issuing agent.
Yep, nothing too suspicious here. Like our partner said, this guy seems to be on the up and up.
Can you tell me any more about the prize that you won, Mr. Steffens?
Weekend at Catalina Island. My wife got this flyer in the mail from the Suburban Redevelopment Fund.
Did you enter any kind of competition?
My wife filled in a flyer. The lady just rung up and told us we won. It's the first time I ever won anything.
The redevelopment fund. Did they offer to buy you out?
They're building new houses. They showed their money and most of the neighborhood just packed up and walked away. But I never bargained with them.
And with that one, I don't think he's telling us quite the whole story. The whole arms crossing thing, the little shifty-eyed there he's got going on.
Everyone else is selling, but you're the holdout, aren't you?
I was the last. I thought I could hold out for a better price. Now, my house is the center lot.
So now you have to take the price regardless.
Looks like it. I've got no choice. I have to put a roof over my family.
That's all we need for the moment, Mr. Steffens.
All right.
What's with him?
You've seen the papers. I guess he's thinking about his own family. I'd say he's searching for some kind of atonement right now.
Yeah, Herschel understands. He knows what's going on here. However, while our car is quite lit up here, and it would lead you to believe that you're supposed to just go there, nope, that's not the case. We need to go to a game well. I always thought it was a game well, but apparently it's a game well. That goes to show what I know, people.
Some kind of big conspiracy.
Phelps, 1247.
How can I help, Detective?
I need information on the Suburban Redevelopment Fund.
Yes, Detective. Just checking. The fund is a semi-government agency established to speed up the building of GI homes. It has private investors as well as a government endowment.
Huh. Do you have an address for them?
There is one listed here, corner of Beverly and Mariposa.
Thanks.
Anyway, so next we'll be going to the travel agency. From what I've been able to find, if you don't go to the travel agency before the other house,
you can drive.
The mission will actually soft lock, so that you can never go into the travel agency and never talk to the person who runs the place. And because of that, you will never be able to progress the case. So isn't that fun? I just really love I love this design of like these old buildings where you got like the plane wing coming out of the building. That's just so cheesy as hell, and it's just great.
Detectives Phelps and Biggs, LAPD.
John Cunningham. Can I help you, gentlemen?
What can you tell us about the travel tickets that you issued to the Steffens family?
Steffens. Let me see. Family of 5, I think. Trip by flying boat to Catalina Island. Tickets were issued last week and redeemed this weekend.
And now the game's gonna make me hunt for them. I don't know why. Why would you make me do this?
Here they are. Steffens.
And oh wow, wait a minute, look at there. Sawyer was on there, but they canceled their ticket.
The Sawyer family, Rosewood Avenue.
So what do you think the odds are that 2 people who were on this list of people who go on a vacation will both have their house burned down on the same day?
Tell us about the Suburban Redevelopment Fund.
There's not much to tell. They run a promotion. Our promotion's mailing list covers half of LA.
I believe this guy for some reason. Maybe it's his tie. That wonderfully, just awful looking tie.
So they are not a government agency?
I don't believe so. Government organizations don't usually get involved in promotions.
I'm told the tickets were a prize.
Yes, they were.
You do a lot of these prizes?
Well, look, there are hundreds of these promotions running at any one time. If you're the lucky guy, you get your name pulled out of a hat.
I think you're full of shit, sir.
While the Steffens family was at Catalina Island, their house burnt down. You consider them lucky?
Christ. I'm sorry to hear that.
Can you tell me who offered the prize they won?
Sure. Look, there's supposed to be some sort of supervised draw with hundreds of tickets. But the reality is the Suburban Redevelopment Fund calls me every couple of weeks and tells me exactly who's won.
Thanks for your help.
No problem. Just wish I could do something for that family.
You could put round the hat. A few bucks would really help them now.
I suppose so.
Good. I'll put you down for 50. I could tell you were Samaritan the minute I walked in the door.
50? Are you...
Good man, Cunningham. You're all right.
Yeah, I'm great. Poorer, but great.
Oh man, I like Biggs. He's great. He's just a super awesome person. Anyway, now we can go to the Sawyer house fire.
Have there been any other house fires?
This is Arson. We get an average of 2 a night. Does that answer your question?
I said that going to the Sawyer house with a big smile on my face. However, we're not going to be smiling once we get to the Sawyer house. As you saw in the ledger, they canceled picking up their vacation tickets, which means they canceled going on their vacation. Which also means, of course, they were home when the fire happened.
Hi, Albert. We've got this case.
Hey, Biggs. You have a partner? What gives?
This is Cole Phelps. You may have read about him.
Oh, now I get it. Hello, Phelps. Welcome to the netherworld of Arson. Family of 4 found dead in their beds. Heater explosion.
Hey, another one.
Looks that way. Insta-heat Model 70. Before you get excited, we get a couple of water heaters a month go back. Take a look around the yard and see what you can find.
Sure will. And as I've been hinting to and alluding to this whole time, you'll notice the coroner is here now. And you'll also notice...
Val.
You gonna stick it out, Cole?
I'm gonna try, Mal. What have you got?
Family by the name of Sawyer. Mother, father, and 2 kids. All in bed from the looks of it. Well, I'd say carbon monoxide poisoning. The burns are superficial.
Time of death?
I'd say about midnight. Anything more exact will take some time to determine. Lynch tells me this has something to do with a faulty water heater.
Could be. There's been a spate of problems with a particular brand. I've got another angle in mind.
You care to elucidate, Detective? This is a murder and not an accident. Sharing information has helped us solve quite a few cases together.
I need something concrete, Mal, before the department gets wind of it. I'm in Arson for a reason.
I feel sorry for your wife and kids, Phelps, not for you. But you're a good case man. One of the best I've ever met. I'll help in any way I can.
Thanks, Mal. I'd say that's firm but fair.
Yep, Mal's a good guy. And that's just horrifying.
I'll put the insurance companies write these incidents up as acts of God.
Yep, well, this is an adult game for adult people, guys. We have to deal with adult situations. And as the guy said, they died of monoxide poisoning, so they most likely died in their sleep. I believe that's how that works. Come on now. Come on. Where's the exact right angle to look at this? There we go.
Hey, Biggs! Is this significant?
Regulator valve. Good find.
Detectives? This is the next door neighbor.
Detective Phelps. Can you help?
They were supposed to be going away. They won a trip somewhere. But little Henry got sick, so they had to cancel. What are the chances?
Do you know who ran the competition?
Gulliver's Travel. Up on Santa Monica Boulevard.
Thanks. You've been a big help.
Phelps, the guy across the street. I've seen him before. He likes fire.
Hurry, you can still
Yeah.
catch up.
He likes fire, so we're gonna beat the shit out of him. Isn't that great? I would just point my gun at him and get him to stop like that, but nope.
Stop! LAPD! Got an idea.
Come on, come on, get him.
Stop right there.
Tackle him. Do it. You can do it, Phelps. I believe in you. Come on, son of a bitch, man. Come on. I'm tapping A as hard as I can. Well, it took longer than usual. I think I've caught him on the street before.
What's your name?
Herbert Chapman.
So you like fires.
Some.
Watching them or setting them?
I don't want any trouble.
Turn out your pockets.
You're a naughty boy, aren't you, Herbert?
I keep myself to myself.
For anyone who doesn't know, this is a fuse. You light the cigarette and leave it, and then the cigarette burns down to the matches and catches all the matches on fire.
Cigarette in a matchbox gives you a 5 or 6 minute delay. You want more time, you use a mosquito coil. Don't you, Herbert?
You like this fire, Herbert?
Hell no. I heard it over the fire radio. Sounded sweet.
When you finish following your leads, come and see me at the fire station. I have a theory about this.
Will do, Lynch. Take this guy in. We might want him for questioning later.
You got it, Detective.
Why have you got such a hard-on for this case? If it is murder, it's almost impossible to prove. Fire doesn't leave much evidence. There's no percentage in this.
I think it's more than one case.
They're house fires, Cole. Accidents, heater fires, gas explosions.
There's got to be a reason.
The reason is you want to be a star again. Forget it. Give it up. You'll feel better.
There's something to this. I know it.
What are you talking about? Arson is insurance. It's always been insurance.
We still investigate the cases, Biggs. The people in this house are dead.
Go soak your head, Phelps. This hero business is a full-time obsession with you.
I'm gonna make this case. I'm gonna rub the department's nose in it. Help me or stay out of my way. You got it?
Yes.
Great partners must think alike, Herschel.
And indeed, that's what we're going to do. I may have cut off the very beginning of that sentence, and if I did, I apologize. I didn't expect him to start talking twice as soon.
This is supposed to be the registered offices of the Suburban Redevelopment Fund.
This is an Elysian housing development, Mac.
So Elysian is an investor in the redevelopment fund.
Looks that way.
Are we done here, Mac? I've got work to do.
Sure, buddy. Thanks for your help. Elysian are investors in the suburban redevelopment. So what? If you think I'm putting my pension on the line and harassing Leland Monroe without evidence, you're out of your mind.
Yeah, if you guys have been paying attention to the billboards in the background, especially around the fires, you'll have seen the Elysian billboards, and you will have seen the picture of Leland Monroe. He's apparently a big deal. And there's a piece of evidence here that we can find that it has no bearing on the case whatsoever.
So Elysian Fields builds the houses, while the Suburban Redevelopment Fund foots the bill.
Yeah, so I'm not sure. It seems very, if not illegal, incredibly unethical to me to have a government program funded by somebody and then have that somebody's company be the one who does all the work for the government contract that they are a part of. It's very bizarre.
You're behind the wheel.
Fine. Where are we headed?
Anyway, it didn't say it specifically, but I believe that the fire chief has something very interesting for us to find.
KTI Radio reminds you.
We came as soon as we could.
5-star goddamn wedding.
Lynch.
Biggs, you two investigating the house fire on Kenmore Avenue as well?
Yep. Why?
I had a look around the place while I was out there.
Do you believe the fire?
I deal in facts, Phelps. evidence of an explosion. No obvious sign of accelerants. Wiring looks intact. Come and take a look at this.
This the heater from the Sawyer fire out?
Yes, it is.
Now we have to solve some puzzles. Hooray!
Huh. Looks like it was recently serviced.
Yeah, and if you remember, the other place...
I have a theory, and it's a theory only. I don't have enough evidence to prove...
Al, if you say it's so, we're listening.
Okay, Phelps. You're a bright penny. You have a gas supply. You have a Bunsen burner as a pilot light. You have a regulator valve, and the balloon represents the gas expanding in the room. Now, the gas has to make contact with the mosquito coil to form an explosion. Let's see if you can work out the chain of events.
Yeah, I love puzzles. Okay, so as I was saying, if you'll notice, the person who serviced this heater was different than the one who serviced the other one. So that's some interesting. Oh no, that's not what I want to do. So it's not necessarily the same person unless they've been going around and not marking their name on the heater, obviously.
The gas bubble needs to be next to the coil if it's going to ignite.
And it is. It is next. It's right there. Look, that's the bubble. That's the bubble, right? How?
Come on, Phelps. You need to get the arrangement right before we can reproduce the results.
I thought the only thing that was necessary was the
Good, your regulator's in position.
Oh. Okay. Why were you yelling at me about the balloon if the regulator was the thing in the wrong spot? Silly game. You've confused me. Okay, I blame the game.
Okay, I'll light your pilot and turn the gas on.
You pull the lever on the left.
So that's how it's being done.
Maybe. There could be a fault with these valves. I've adjusted this one for our experiment, but you need to take it to InstaHeat and see what they say. Their headquarters is on North Harvard Boulevard, number 262.
Thanks, Albert.
You're welcome, Biggs. See you at the next show.
Okay, so there's definitely an issue
That's a 5-star goddamn wedding.
with their heating systems.
Show?
The next fire. We should go to the factory and see how many of these things are going bang in the night.
You know this Chapman character?
The guy's a freak. Loves fires. He's the kind of guy that'll fight for a lot of things, but we don't really have any credible evidence to pursue him with.
It's always unfortunate. He's very suspicious, but he's not dumb enough to get caught, I guess. Or rather, he's been lucky enough to not get caught. He didn't seem like a very intelligent person to me.
Peanuts are walking down the street. One with a sofa.
Nice joke, sir.
I think his name is Phelps. He brought in that case of that poor lady killed near City Hall.
New and improved model. They'll be selling these like hotcakes.
Especially when people start realizing the old model got explosions happening all the time.
LAPD detectives, ma'am. We need to speak to someone in charge.
I see. Well, duty manager for today is Mr. Rasick. You should find him in his office.
Oh, we'll find him all right. We'll find the hell out of her.
Detective Phelps and Biggs, Arson. We're investigating a couple of house fires. What can you tell us about this?
Pressure regulator from a Model 70. Let me take a look. We have a problem. This has been tampered with.
What?
You see this diaphragm? It forms a seal across the saddle here. Gas flows across from here to here. The diaphragm regulates flow. It's been reversed. It's a subtle change, but it means the gas never closes off properly.
Well, it's a good thing that apparently a very critical and dangerous system in your house has very easy way of making it go kaboom.
So you're telling me that this is not a manufacturing fault or service repair?
I don't think there's anything inherently wrong with the design.
I don't know about that, sir.
You're telling me that you've never had any problems with this heater?
Look, we've changed the design since the Model 70.
These things are still being installed?
It's the demand. None of us could keep up with the amount of housing going up. At the budget end, we're still using some of the old stock. We are installing 100 heaters a week. They're not all faulty.
They're not all safe either.
I agree. That seems... knowing that can happen very easily, it seems very bizarre to keep using them.
Are these diaphragms prone to failure?
They tend to go after a while. The rubber lasts quite a few years and then it perishes.
So the guys' names that I've been seeing doing the repairs on the heaters, they're fully licensed and accredited.
Sure, of course they are.
I also don't believe that. And apparently we all have enough to say he's lying about that.
I think you're lying, Rasik. I think some of your men aren't fully licensed. You're desperate to cover your sales.
And how are you going to prove that, Detective? Name me one of my guys who would have overlooked a fault like this.
Oh, well, in that case, we do have quite a few. Yeah, here we go. We have 2 heaters serviced by somebody things.
What about Reginald Varley?
You know about Varley. He's on the run for a divorce interstate. It's not so bad.
You in the habit of hiring criminals, Rasik?
I need guys, Detective. This boom is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
I want you to get me a copy of the list of your installers.
Okay, I'll get it for you. There, around a dozen of them. Housing business is going crazy at the moment.
Have escaped from the loony bin.
This is a long shot. We are not going to roust that whole list.
I want to run it by R&I, cross-reference for arsonists. See if any of these guys have any previous. Sir, I need to use your phone.
Go right ahead.
And if I remember correctly, they quite thankfully do not make us sit through the entire list of names. I think he just says, I've got this list here, look at it.
Operator, give me dispatch.
Putting you through now.
Phelps, 1247.
How could I help, Detective?
I need to know if any of the following names have a previous criminal history.
Okay, Detective. Run the names.
Acevedo Ernesto, Clemens Walter, Elgram John, Gable Leroy, Kelligrew Peter, Cutler Robert, Limehouse Albert, Manning Franklin, Neves Raymond, O'Brien Thomas, Ryan Matthew, Spurgeon William, Varley Reginald, Zurich Stephen.
Clemens Walter. Previous conviction for arson and malicious damage. Burned down a house in Westwood in 1942. 4-year jail term.
Thanks.
Ryan Matthew. Charged for contempt of court. Attempted murder. Plea bargain down to assault charge.
Anyone else?
There is a Reginald Varley wanted for murder by Detroit Police Department.
Thanks. You've been a big help, young lady.
That's kind of demeaning. Well, that's
Your employment roster is quite the rogues gallery, Mr. Rasik. Desperate times indeed.
And here I was bragging on the game, being like, they won't make us sit around for completely nonsense and extraneous voice acting, but they do. They do. They love the voice acting. So, there we go. I apparently don't know what I'm talking about. Oh, I hit the wrong button.
Do you have an address for Clemens?
He's working on an apartment building on Catalina and 3rd.
What about Ryan?
Currently working at a housing development on Normandy and 1st Street.
Varley, where is he?
Beverly and Mariposa, currently working on a new housing development. Hey, Varley's a good guy. You can't harass all my people.
These guys have lockers.
Yes, they do, but my men have a right to some privacy. Don't you need a warrant or something?
Show him and keep quiet.
Technically, I believe we do, but, yeah.
Here. Happy now?
Not really.
Stick around, Mr. Rasick.
His pal needs to. What do you think, huh?
Clemens is a fellow traveler.
Interesting. Yeah, communism was not viewed favorably in this time period, in case you didn't know.
Some light reading on the merciless capitalist machine.
He has quite a lot of it. He also has pornography taped up in his locker, but, you know, that's neither here nor there, I guess. Come on, Farley. There we go. Oh my.
The company went through thousands of these in the war. Still got eaten alive. Varley has a problem with bugs.
If I remember correctly, they were constantly referred to the fact that mosquito coils are igniters for time delay bombs. So, or fuses.
You know that a mosquito coil takes an hour to burn down, Rasick?
No, I didn't know that.
It's the favorite choice of ignition by arsonists. Gives them time to get away.
You're crazy. He probably lives near the canals in Venice. Mind if I leave you to it? I got work waiting.
3 birds. Clemens, Ryan, Varley. Where to, Phelps?
The music's still going like I have more things to find, but I don't. So I'm very confused about that. Well, it looks like some nefarious wrongdoings are being done right now. I do like the fact that that builds tension.
You can drive.
However,
All right.
I like the fact that builds tension. However, I don't care for the fact that they kind of show you what the person who's been doing this looks like, and as you'll quickly find out, none of the guys we're going to be going after look anything like the person they just showed, even from the back. So it kind of kills all the tension in this particular case.
Biggs, LAPD. We want some answers, and we want them quick.
Okay, okay. What's this all about? Just tell me what you want.
You know Reginald Varley?
No? Can't say I do.
That seems incredibly impossible.
Detroit PD is after Reginald Varley for murder. You want us to run you in for aiding and abetting Clemens?
Whoa, 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 whoa. All I know about Varley is he gets kickbacks from some developer. He does their work first. Spreads it around if he can.
I wonder which developer that could be.
You were licensed and worked for InstaHeat?
I contract for them. So what?
And he continues to hide things. I like that. I like the look in his face. It's almost like, why the hell did I just lie there? I'm such an idiot.
InstaHeat hires arsonists, does it?
I've worked as a fitter all my life. Put everything I had into that house. And my fucking mud shark of a wife gets awarded it in settlement. She's blowing spics 2 at a time while I'm at work. And she gets the house. Yeah, I burnt it all right. Set fire to that fucker and watched it burn to the ground. I did my time and I'd do it again.
Sorry about the rouse, Clemens. You did the right thing.
Biggs is an interesting fellow.
Do you know Matthew Ryan?
No. Don't know the name.
And we know that's now a right lie, because he has some of Ryan's anarchist pamphlets.
You and Ryan are fifth columnists.
And how do you figure that, wise guy? What proof do you have? Been following me to meetings?
Nothing quite like that.
We found a pamphlet in your locker, Clemens. We can add your name to the register. HUAC might want to interview you.
That shit was from Ryan. He's always pushing that shit on people. Drives me nuts. He's got it in for the company.
All right, Clemens. You're off the hook for the moment.
Can I get back to work now?
Let's get out of here, Phelps. He ain't our guy.
Very true. Oh well, on to the next one. So, Varley and Ryan both apparently are not stand-up people.
You drive. I need to go over the case notes.
So let's go after them in order.
Where exactly are we going?
I'm not sure that the order that you go through these three matter that much. I think the only one that does matter is going
If
to.
he's on the run, he might be packing heat. If he's wanted for murder, we say we take the doubt out of the equation and let him have it.
You nervous?
It's been a while.
You were in combat.
In 1917. You know, I never fired my weapon in the line of duty.
That's nothing to be ashamed of. I hope your piece is still serviceable, Herschel.
I may be old and out of practice, but I'm still a Marine, Phelps.
It would be better for our case if we could bring him in, Herschel.
Anyway, I think going to Clemens first is the only real good idea, because it gets you extra pieces of evidence later for the case.
LAPD, Varley! Stop or I'll shoot!
Oh, you've just been proven a liar, Cole. Oh, come on! It was there! I had it! No! Okay, I usually do that. Are you kidding me? I thought I did. I thought I've done that before. I suppose not.
Stop or I will shoot! Why did you run from us, Varley?
I'm gonna take a wild guess that you're the same Reginald Varley the Detroit police have an outstanding warrant on. How am I doing so far?
I need a lawyer before I talk to any of you.
Reginald Varley, you're under arrest for committing a series of arsons. You're also under arrest for murder. Detroit PD will be putting in a request for your extradition. Until then, you're a guest of the city.
Arson? You can't hang that rap on me.
Be quiet. Be thankful we don't shoot you.
Are all the cops in this town crazy?
Take him away, officer.
Answer to that question is yes.
You know the way. You can drive.
So where do you want to go?
If I remember correctly, while Varley was the one who's wanted for murder, this one's going to be the far more dangerous one, if I remember correctly anyway.
Are Are you Matthew Ryan?
Who's asking?
Detective Phelps and Biggs. Arson squad.
Arson?
You heard the man.
Let's just put this stuff in the car and I'll be right with you.
Hold it, Ryan. I said...
Son of a bitch.
As I said.
Those are GI's backyards he's crashing through.
The damage is only cosmetic.
He's a one-man wrecking ball.
Move in. I'll take out the van.
Yeah, I can drive, guys, I promise. Okay, I lied, I can't.
He's in a company van and he's losing us, Cole. Some partner I got.
Shut up! This is hard.
I want to kill those men.
They'll get out of the way.
Only if they hear him coming.
Close in, Phelps. We need to take Ryan down before he hurts somebody.
Alright. This guy is really hard to catch. He drives very well, especially for being as a big said company truck.
He's got an arson-related assault charge and he's running.
Running don't mean nothing. We gotta get this guy in the room before we can get an angle on him.
This man has got to be stopped.
I apologize, one and all. My driving skills are not quite up to par this time. I don't know if they are up to par other times, but you know.
Jesus, what is he?
Oh!
Tramp! Oh, Jesus!
Well, that solved the problem. Get out of the car, Phelps.
Why did you run? I was scared.
You got a reason to be scared, Ryan?
Matthew Ryan, I'm arresting you on suspicion of committing a series of arsons.
And once again, we have a case where we have two suspects. We have to find out who is the real culprit.
We have 3 suspects. As much as I'd like it to be Chapman, I think it's one of the other 2 guys. Let's get to the station and close this case.
Chapman. Am I just...
Can you drive to this one?
Am I losing my mind?
Alright. Where to?
Who's who's Chapman? I feel like I'm in the crazy house taking crazy pills. What?
I got this gadget whiz putting recording devices into the place for me.
I have 2 suspects.
Phelps, you got nothing. Biggs, Ryan's waiting for you in interview 1. Varley's in 2.
Hey, Hopkins, you practicing your asshole routine again? Come on, Phelps.
Thanks, Biggs. I appreciate it. You're a good guy.
Save yourself some time and get this thing off your chest.
If that's your opening gambit, you better try again.
Well, then, I guess we'll have to just start asking actual questions.
So you want to change the world, Ryan?
Yes, I do. So does every reasonable person.
And you're doing your part?
Yes, I am.
Does that include sabotaging water heaters to destroy a company?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I don't know about that.
This is industrial sabotage, Ryan. It's all part of your campaign.
You're delusional, detective. What campaign?
The Communist Campaign. The evil, evil Reds.
Your locker is full of pamphlets. Clemens told us how you were always foisting them on people.
Sure. I spread the pamphlets. A guy has to do something. Insta-heat heaters break down every day. They're still peddling the same lousy design that they lifted from Hephaestus.
Insta-heat bought out Hephaestus?
Them, Vulcan, Pyro, and a bunch of other companies.
And you still work for them?
A guy has to work.
And the directors of the company, how do you feel about them these days?
You work it out.
I think you really are happy with them. Yeah.
You know how to reverse a diaphragm in the regulator valve of a Model 70 heater?
No, I don't.
He'd have to be the dumbest person ever if he didn't know how to do that.
If you know enough to do your job, you know enough to do that repair. You're lying, Ryan.
And how do you think you can prove that?
Oh. Your boss down there said that it's very easy to do it, so anyone would know how, that whole thing.
Your boss at InstaHeat said that you've all been trained to do it. It's a common repair. Are you calling him a liar?
Okay, so I know how it's done. But what would be the point? You just end up with a gas leak and then a small fire when you turn the pilot back on.
And if you didn't reset the pilot and the gas spread, what was the cause of the fire in your own home, Ryan?
I won't tell you.
Okay, fair enough, I guess.
What can you tell me about the Suburban Redevelopment Fund?
Nothing.
Another lie. However, there's no real evidence of lying here, there's just doubt.
I think Suburban is a front for your anarchist buddies. They're arranging for people to be out of town while you burn their houses down.
Suburban? What's that got to do with me? That's Farley's bilk. He's the one with the cozy agreement with those fascists.
Aha, very interesting. And that really kind of leads into what Clemens had told us about.
You have a history of violence.
I have no such thing.
Lie.
You're lying, Ryan.
And how exactly are you going to prove that?
Oh, wait. Oh, duh. We don't have it yet. I think, yeah. Yeah. Oh, no, there we go. I was like, I could have sworn we saw that he had a criminal record from the lady at the telephone. There we go.
You were charged with attempted murder, Ryan.
It was a court case. No criminal liability was the verdict. They said that they couldn't have known that the faulty heater installation would cause a fire. All I know is I lost my whole family. And the company that was responsible got away with it. What would you do?
Which company?
Hephaestus Water Heater Company.
Yeah, let's go talk to the other guy first.
That's it for the moment, Ryan.
So I can go?
Sure. As soon as your red friends storm the building and carry you out, you'll keep your seat until we decide how long to lock you up for, knucklehead.
I got this gadget whiz putting recording.
We could just go ahead and charge him right now, but
I think Ryan is our man. But procedure says we eliminate all of the suspects. Let's speak to Varley.
yeah, as Big said, we need to talk to everybody before we say for sure who did what. Even though the game does not require you to do so. The game will let you get away with a full 5 stars just talking to Ryan.
Now the DA wants my head.
We have Matthew Ryan in custody, Varley. I think all we need to do is ask him about this, and he'll rat you out.
Fuck Ryan, that pinko bastard.
Tell us how you really feel about him.
Have you ever worked on a place on Rosewood Avenue? Family by the name of Sawyer?
Maybe. I'm from out of town. I go where they send me. I don't do a lot of repairs, though. I'm flat out on new installations.
Lie.
Why are you lying to me, Varley? If Suburban wants their new installations completed, why are you bothering with wrecks like the Sawyer house?
So I'm lying just because I can't remember if I was there or not? How can you prove that I was?
You very kindly wrote your name on the heater for those people. If I can find where it was. There we go.
Your name is on the inside door of their water heater.
Okay. You got me there. Suburban, yeah, they wanted that guy out. Sawyer kept complaining about not being able to get his heater service, so they threw in a free service as a sweetener. I think he played him, though. Because he still wouldn't sell.
So, perhaps he didn't switch the valve, the diaphragm over?
Word is, you're in the pocket of some property developer?
Never. I got principles.
This guy's quite the jokester. Oh.
How How did Suburban put the squeeze on you? Did they find out about your record?
There's no way you can link me to Suburban. You're wasting your time.
Actually, all of your co-workers have ratted you out already, sir. He did, he did. We'll say Ryan's testimony doesn't count for as much as Clemens, so we'll go with Clemens.
Clemens says you offered to cut him in on the kickbacks they were offering. I'll testify in court.
Suburban, they got real-time pressure on getting some of the big developments finished. There's some big date that they can't afford to miss. So yeah, I took their money. But so did a lot of guys, all right? Carpenters, electricians, plumbers. It's no big conspiracy.
Yeah, sure, whatever.
What would reversing the diaphragm of an Insta-Heat Model 70 do?
Yeah, I made that mistake before. You get a big bang when you turn the pilot back on.
So you didn't deliberately sabotage the water heater at the Sawyer house?
No, I did not. You out of your mind?
He doesn't seem to be quite sure about that.
I don't believe you, Varley. I think Suburban wants homeowners who don't want to sell out of the way.
I think you're out of your mind. Where is the evidence that I have done anything to contribute to this fire? Huh?
Believe it or not, just the fact that he had mosquito coils in his locker is the evidence that we need to use for this. I'm not sure how that proves anything, but...
Arsonists use cigarettes and mosquito coils as time delay fuses. We found an open box of mosquito coils in your locker.
Whoa, hang on! Those things, they belong to Ryan, all right? He asked me to hold them because his locker's full of stupid pamphlets. I thought he used them for camping.
We're done for now.
So what happens?
You're either going back to Detroit to face a murder rap, or you're staying here to answer for these arsons.
Yeah, well, he's a complete piece of garbage, and he's guilty of several crimes. He is not the guy we need to bust for this. As it turns out, while both of these guys are likely to be the problem, the fact that this guy's a communist is well enough for him to get charged. No other reason. Just the fact that he is a communist is why we have to charge him. If you don't charge him, yeah, the police chief gets pissed off because you let a pinko commie walk out the door. Yeah, great time.
Matthew Ryan, I'm charging you with committing a series of arsons and for the murders of Hank Sawyer, Edwina Sawyer, Henry Sawyer, and Jessica Sawyer.
You're putting an innocent man away here. You hear me? I didn't set any fires. I didn't kill that family.
Phelps, what you did to your wife and kids was un-American.
My wife threw me out.
Did I ask for your opinion? You're here to listen to mine. What I was going to say, before I was interrupted, was you did a good job on the Stephen Sawyer case. We don't often get results in arson, so well done.
What about me? Do I get a little stamp on my hand or a lollipop or something?
What you get is another case. A bad one, unfortunately.
I do like that. I've been saying this all the time, like, our little partners never get any credit for any of these cases, and Biggs is the first one to be like, hey, come on, guys, I did something too. I did work too, damn it. Poor partners. Phelps gets all the credit. And with that, that case is over. So, as I said, I didn't figure it would be showing the cutscenes for World War II stuff that happens, but I think there's only like 1 or 2 more. So we'll put them in. And thank you all for joining me, and I'll see you next time.